What's up, GTR Dad? Welcome to the stream. Hi, Dougal. Hello, GTR Dad again. Hello, Dougal. Welcome to the stream. How's everyone doing today? Any cool prints that you guys have done recently? Are you guys enjoying the sales that we have? And if so, have you bought any filament? Hello, Jupiter Robotics. Welcome to the stream. Like I asked the chat, have you guys been enjoying the sales that we've been having for our North American fans specifically? Hello, Quantum Hailstorm. Welcome. I'm not sure if I said this already, but hello, Chewy2420. Welcome. Have you guys bought any filament from our recent sale yet? Did we have too many sales for you guys is the question. Also, sorry for starting my stream a little late today. I'm about 5 minutes late, but I had problems with my my filament. Surprise, surprise. My filament kept getting trapped under each other. What is that called? Yeah, it kept getting tied up and it kept ruining my prints. Hello, welcome. Yeah, I spent maybe like 10 minutes unwinding my filament because it kept getting stuck in each other. I'm currently printing another TCG box. I'll show you the chat next week, but let's see if it prints considering my filament keeps tangling with each other. Oh, just received from filament that I won from Polymaker. Going to try it out. Oh, we love Co-PE. Just don't use a textured plate. One of our team members used a textured plate and now his bed plate is in shambles, so don't do that. He even washed it with Dawn dish soap. And it still won't stick, so don't do that. Don't mix it with PLA. How are you guys doing? I'm going to give it 2 more minutes until I officially start the stream, but thank you guys for coming to my stream again at 4 p.m. on a Wednesday. I appreciate all of you guys for coming here. I hope I've been entertaining enough during these streams that I've done with you guys. Slowly but surely, I hope you guys have seen that I've progressed my skill level in 3D printing. I'm no longer a push and print. I do kind of fidget with some of the settings now. Big win for me. If you were in my stream last week, you saw me go through our Polymaker wiki. I would stick with a smooth PEI plate just so you don't ruin anything else. That's my personal opinion. I mean, you can use a textured plate. I just don't know the damages that might be done to it. Like I said, our team member used a textured PEI plate. And ever since he's had trouble with adhesion, so I wouldn't recommend it. But congratulations on winning some Co-PE Quantum Hailstorm. What are you going to make with it? It's great for figurines and household decor. Don't use it if you're trying to print something with stability and durability. Okay, if it doesn't have much of a texture, I would give it a go. And if it does happen to ruin your bed plate, I give you full permission to call me out on all of our social platforms in my stream next week. Welcome to the stream, everyone. I'll soon share with you my prints, and I'll have to ask you guys. Hello, Jean. 52573. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the Polymaker stream. It's Tiffany's Amateur Maker Hour. I am still an amateur at 3D printing. How long does it take for someone to become a pro? Like, does it have to do with time invested, or does it just come naturally to some people? Got the teal color, which is really vivid. Ooh. Some cool figurines. I'm going to ask you guys for some suggestions later too on what I should print with some new filament I got as well. But with a teal color, I'm thinking a figurine or some cool boxes would be good with that. Maybe fidgets. Some cool fidgets. Hello, Dr. Boomstick. Got my first Polymaker roll ever the other day through Amazon. Let's just say Polymaker fixed Amazon's problem. You guys rock. Hell yeah. What kind of Polymaker roll did you get? And what are you going to print with it, Dr. Boomstick? Thank you for purchasing a Polymaker roll. W's in the chat for Dr. Boomstick. But yeah, let me know what you're going to print with it. And why is it your first time buying Polymaker is my question to you. No shade, no shade. All right, we're officially 6 minutes in. All right, welcome everyone to the chat. Oh, you're new to 3D printing? Welcome, welcome. Considering I'm also new to 3D printing-ish, new-ish. I'm like 6 months in, but I haven't had that much of a chance to print. I'm really excited to know what you're going to print. To give you an update, my first print was, of course, a Benchy for calibration, but my first actual print that I got interested in was a Wizard Kirby. And it was a pink roll, and I'm making dragons and other stuff to sell. Ooh, we love an entrepreneur. What are you going to sell besides dragons? Polylite PLA Pro. Just know that the trees are a little bit difficult to pry off. If you're new to my stream, about 2 or 3 streams ago, I had stabbed myself in the hand, and I used Polylite PLA to take off supports, and it was hard. It was very hard. But to show you guys what I printed, since you said you are using, you got a pink roll, this is pink, and I had printed this recently to show you guys, but I got too impatient. I didn't let it cool in time, and so it's hanging on by an actual thread, literally 3 threads of filament right here, 3 strings of filament right here that it's holding on to. But this is actually a card holder. So as I showed you guys last week, I printed a bunch of these Yu-Gi-Oh! TCG boxes. But with this little Pikachu guy, it's supposed to be a card stand holder, like this. And I will have to eventually glue it together. I don't have super goop, so what do you guys in the chat suggest I use as glue? Your top bottom distance to the supports are too close if it's hard to come off. Make sure it's 0.25 millimeters. Yeah, I think it was. Also, it doesn't help that I used, oh, Jay Palmer, it doesn't help that I used Polylite PLA, which is terrible for supports, is what my coworker told me. Terrible. All right, super glue it is. All right, chat, do you recommend that I cut off the string and then glue it back together? I use JB Weld. So should I be doing 0.2 millimeters or 0.25 millimeters? Daddy Wazzy, the creator. Oh, but to go back to Dr. Broomstick, if you're new to 3D printing, this was my second ever print. I decided to be ambitious and reprint this again. I still don't have an AMS, so I'm still hand painting some stuff. So for all my Digimon fans, this is an Agumon head. I use it to hold my toothbrush and stuff like that. I print these out as gifts to give my other nerdy friends who are into Digimon. Hello, stay creepin'. I have good luck with 0.25. Okay, the real debate here, Jay Palmer and Daddy Wazzy, are we a 0.25 or 0.20 fan? The layer height and top bottom distance are supports are related. Okay. But yeah, I wanted to show off my Agumon. Like I said, I still don't have an AMS, so I'm still hand painting some stuff. And with the texture, there's not much texture besides what you see on the top here. But just the texture is pretty much non-existent, but there are still some lines here, so the paint does bleed. So if you could see here, I kind of tried to clean it up and it got really messy. I tried to use acetone, I tried to use alcohol. So for painting, what do you guys suggest? Do you have any tips? Run some test prints with various top distances and see what works for you. Okay, next time I print, I'm going to go with 0.2. I don't think I've gone that low before. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Considering it was my second print ever, I think this took about 2 hours for the whole body. I thought that was an insanely long time, but then I actually started printing more. I think so far my longest print has been maybe 4 hours, and even then I think that's a little bit long. But let me know what you guys think is considered a long print, because I'm still very much a noob and impatient when it comes to that. This was made with Polyterra Orange. This was my second roll of filament ever. My first roll of filament was Sakura Pink Polyterra or Panchroma. But yeah, I actually really love the color line. Hopefully I will get an AMS one of these days and you won't see me painfully paint this again. or you guys won't have to see me take like 5 hours to print a Pochita. I've taken a break from the Pochita, guys. I think I need some time. Also, I gave away my Polysonic PLA to a friend because I got so frustrated with it. So I need to replace it with another orange filament. So I went into the office yesterday and I couldn't get any orange filament, but instead I stole Polyterra PLA in purple. In purple. I can't wait to print with this. And then I stole another one that has a fun finish. This, ignore the writing on it. This is a full roll. I'm not sure if you guys can tell on screen, but it does have a little bit of a satin finish. This is Polymaker Pearlescent Orange. Oh, so this is an orange, guys. Okay, I lied. So maybe next time when you guys see me decide to redo the Pochita, I will do it with this orange. Although it might be a little too dark, but who knows? Who knows? Who knows? I've gone through 3 Pochitas. The 4th one is bound to be a success. Bound to be. Hello, Clown Hammer. Welcome. Builder's Mark, welcome. Wait till you have a print that's a week or more. Chat, I want to know, what are you printing that's a week or more? How do you guys have the patience for this? And you guys must have multiple printers to wait a week, because I'm pretty impatient. Hello. Welcome to the stream. I once did a 2-day helmet. That felt long. 2 days is pretty long, but someone said a week, so I don't know. I mean, the dragons I make take 29 hours for 3 using a bamboo P1S. A lot of color changes, though. Oof. When you do a lot of color changes, do you ever feel guilty about the filament poops that you waste? DJ Midnight Wolf, is this you saying that you have 5 printers? And if so, what printers? I printed a 3-foot Stargate that took 2.5 weeks to do all the parts, but it's pretty big. Oh, if you guys follow this guy on Facebook or Instagram, his name is Luis Garcia. Let me see if I can pull him up, actually. He's an incredible printer and who's been doing like these life-size anime figurines. And I want to pick his brain eventually one of these days because he does use Polymaker. I want to eventually pick his brain one of these days how he has the patience to print all these parts. Oh, nope, I melt them down and make a gear shifter knob from it. We love recycling. When you have printers that are 500 or more, cubed or more. Yes, he was at RRF, if I remember correctly. I didn't see Luis there, but he is a cool printer. I wanted to highlight him while we're here. He's been really active on our social channels, and I really want to give him a shout out of how cool his stuff is. So if you can see here, he was even on the news. Look at his cool collectibles and his prints. I think the one he did recently was this super sick Charizard. It was like a full-size Charizard that I'll have to find. Here it is, chat. Here it is. He was not at Rocky Mountain Rep Festival. He had not been to any. Oh, okay, so he wasn't there. I swear, because I feel like he would have been right at our booth, and I was at our booth for a very long time. Oh, wow, that Ninja Turtle one is awesome. I think I sped past it too fast. I missed the Ninja Turtle. Here's the Charizard that I was talking about. This Luffy for, oh, here, we got a Dragon Ball. Daffy Duck. I remember Joel had him on Meet the Maker. Yes, so we collab with him quite a lot these days. We supply him some filament, I believe, and he gets working on these amazing life-size projects. But going back to this Charizard, look at these pieces that he's printing in. Chat, okay, I need to understand. It looks kind of seamless. like the whole part. What printer is printing this in this size? Because that's a pretty big piece if we look at it here. We are trying to get him to attend 3D Printopia. Please get him out. I think the world deserves to see his prints. Grenier, I think I could be wrong. Honestly, if he was there, I think he'd be the talk of the town and he'd be bringing all of his life-size figurines. So hopefully we actually meet him in person next time. K2 Plus and an under 5 max for the printer he's using. Are those considered big printers, chat? They're for sure multiple pieces. I'm just more impressed by the size of these multiple pieces. But yeah, this is huge. I don't even know what he's going to do with it besides take it to trade shows. It'd be pretty cool. Look at all these boxes, chat. Look at all these empty spools. You can't really tell from the picture. He probably broke it into a bunch of small parts and glued them together. For sure, for sure. All right, 3D and T Printing says he has three under 5 maxes provided by Creality. Slay for him. Hello, bearded printer. No breaking this time. Yugo Elegoo Storm Giga. That is a huge printer. He will never financially recover from this. Actually, I think he reached out to us to be one of his sponsors. Let me read this correctly, actually. Biggest one of the RGV, that's for sure. Printed using Creality Ender 5 Maxes, K2 Plus. Sorry, I asked what printers he used. It's right here. And Polymaker filament. I do believe we do sponsor some filament for him just because his projects are actually insane. Welcome to the stream, Hutch Makerspace. When you are in office and need more orange, grab some orange pellets and toss them in the mixer from time to time until you get a custom color you like. Ooh, noted. 40 rolls, that's like $300 in filament alone. Extra custom Tiffany orange. It's gonna be that damn Pochita orange that I need. Except this time, Pochita is gonna be just a little bit more red, if you can see here. But yeah, I'm excited to show you guys the Pochita once I get the courage to start that off again. Yes, thank you for the reassurance in that, because I knew we sponsored him. I just wasn't sure how much. But yes, Polymaker has been sponsoring him. We noticed his cool-ass prints online, and we had to hop on it and get him to be a partner with us because his prints are so freaking cool. This Charizard, insane. I hope he gets invited to like anime shows or anime conventions because this is absolutely insane. I wonder if he's going to melt all the pieces together to make it look more seamless also. Bearded printer, the next time we see each other at a trade show, maybe that should be part of Polymaker's booth experience. We're going to have like a lineup of the most difficult support materials ever on a print, and we're just going to ask the public to throw them on the ground, and whoever gets all the supports off first wins a free spool of filament. Hear me out. Hear me out. We'll have safety gear. The Johnny 5 I want to print is like 35 to 40 rolls. That's a lot of rolls. That's a lot of money too. I hope you took advantage of the sales that we've been having. That is a crazy print. How will he I'm assuming like a U-Haul truck or something? Luis goes to a bunch of events. I hope to see him at an event in the future. Yeah, honestly, I feel like this would come in parts. So it'd be pretty cool if he could just detach the body, the tail, the wings, and the head, and he travels around like that. Still big, but I feel like you can fit all of this in a U-Haul truck. That being said, this is huge. This is like an insane size. And honestly, the other prints that he has are also so cool. Like the Luffy one, the Vegeta one, sponsored by Polymaker. Yeah, overall, I just want, oh my gosh, this whole collection is actually cool too. Carpool lane. Pezlas, I can imagine he's in like a semi-truck and all of the parts are sticking out of his car. Or if you guys have been on road trips and you've seen like plane parts being moved on those huge beds, I can imagine that. That is a Frieza Tweety bird. I think I passed it. Here he is. Oh, okay. At Grenier, I think you've been validated because Bearded Printer said he was at Rocky Mountain Rep Festival, so he probably was there. But he didn't bring his prints now, did he, Bearded Printer? Hook Charizard up to a crane, paint it black and red, and blast Here Comes Team Rocket. I thought you were going to say that paint him black so he could be a shiny Charizard. That'd be actually really cool. And Here Comes Team Rocket. But yeah, look at this insane Luffy. If his print quality is anything like this, I can't wait to see his finished product for the Charizard. I think he had one of his statues there, but mostly mask and helmets and heads and stuff. Where was he? Where was he? Beardy was there for one day, abandoned us for a stupid family. We can't say that. I thought Bearded Printer was so wholesome, walking around matching shirts with his family around the convention. You could definitely tell they traveled in a pack. He was just down the road from the Maker Chip booth. Considering how much I walked around Rocky Mountain Rep Festival, I totally missed him. So I'm not sure if he probably just didn't bring the figurines that I know him for. But yeah, a really cool maker I really wanted to show off. One last print to show you guys is this. So this is another card holder, just to finish it off for you guys. It's another card holder to put to display some cards. These are mainly gifts for friends. I've been printing a lot of just small stuff like this because it only takes like 20 to 30 minutes. So that's what I've been printing recently, and I've been taking a break from figurines because they stress me out. They actually stress me out, and I get so upset that it doesn't look good. 3 Pochitas have traumatized me a little bit. I got it too easy with this Agumon, but even this, I was so stressed painting the eyes. So I need to take a break from figurines from now. Blasting off at the speed of light, surrender now, prepare to fight. That should be his tagline for when he goes to conventions. Oh, okay, so I did pass his booth because I do remember passing by this full-size Batman. I'm so sorry we doubted you. You did see him there. It was the helmet and Batman. Yeah, an incredible maker. I've been printing open forge stuff for my dad and kids, D&D campaign as a break from complex stuff. Yeah, what do you guys print as like a fun stress-free print when you feel like you're just too stressed out to do anything harder? Mine is silly stuff like this. Floppy disk. Who the heck is still using floppy disk Bearded Printer? What are you using floppy disk for? Grumpy cat. That's adorable. Oh my god. The dad punch just keep coming in. A flexi model. That's cool. So is it a flexi model? Hello, Jose. Welcome. Temp tower. Literally floppy. A temp tower. Okay. Hello, Tony Wright. Welcome to the stream. All right. Question for you, Jose. What do you print when you're too stressed out to print anything too complex and you just want to print for fun? Lots of you vintage PC nerds out here. I'm all about a good PC, don't get me wrong, but what do you guys put on the floppy disk? I will for sure have to visit your profile then. Let me go on Twitch right now and copy that. Sorry, you guys heard that. Let's see. Oh, you meant an actual flexi floppy disk. All right, just to show the chat what we're working with here. Bearded Printer, you've done it again. Another amazingly cool print. I might be reaching out to you soon. We have some campaigns coming up with new filament, and this might be the perfect thing to print. Mostly games and such. What kind of games are you printing, DJ Midnight Wolf? Bearded Printer, I've actually seen oh my gosh, hold on. We need to highlight this. We need to highlight this. We need to highlight this. So Bearded Printer graced us with his presence and his prints at Rocky Mountain Rep Rap Festival. I know I keep talking about Rocky Mountain like 2 months after it happened, but this D&D master book was actually insane. He got the most compliments was for this book, and the faces of the people whenever I opened it and showed them this modular build, insane. Jaws dropped. They wanted to take it home. We had like 5 people fight for this at the end of the day. Once I get better at printing, I will eventually get that AMS. But if not me, my coworkers have AMS and they can definitely print for me for content. And left his food at the restaurant. It's great for storing snacks too. Bearded Printer, what are you what kind of snacks? Like popcorn? Also, what's the feeling on food and 3D printed prints? Definitely an insane print. This was probably one of this and Pezles's Millennium Falcon was probably one of my favorite things that we showcased at the booth. Really good texture, really good finish. That's all I can say. Yeah, probably shouldn't store food in 3D printed things. That's what I keep hearing. But then I also keep seeing cookie cutters all over MakerWorld. So I don't know. What's the deal with that? I get enough plastics from my water bottles. A little more can't hurt. I get enough plastics from breathing in all those broken supports. So I'm with you on that. Stay creeping. YOLO, just toss them chips in the 3D printed bowl and go to town. We all need a little bit of microplastics in our life just to, prepare us, microdosing ourselves. How else do you get your daily? We're microdosing ourselves. A little bit goes a long way. I only print printer parts for functional parts. Ooh, what kind of parts are you printing? Like poop boxes? I often eat while 3D printing. Food and printing goes well together. Microdosing based. So while you should not personally, in my 59 years, I have ingested enough poison from a lot of other sources that at this point I'm more danger to the microplastic than the microplastic is to me. I love that mentality. Hello, welcome to the chat. Official statement from Polymaker. Unfortunately, we do not have any data regarding whether a material is food safe. As of now, no 3D printing material on the market is FDA food safe compliant. This is to be certified as food safe. The actual object needs to be certified, not just the base material. The shape, bed used, environment in which the object was made, and many other factors contribute to obtaining a food safety certificate. Currently, there is no specific certification. Okay, that's a good point, Pezles. So how are some of these prints on MakerWorld, I guess not flagged, for posting things like cookie cutters and stuff like that? Is that more so of like a user discretion or what's that? What's the deal with that? My official statement, use cookie cutters once. What was your Pezles? I feel like it's more toxic of resin and food to be in contact with each other. If you use a 3D printer, let's be honest, no matter what safe filament you use, if it's used for anything else, no longer safe. Yeah, I was going to say, people YOLO. I know. The official statement is use at your own discretion, and it really depends on certification. But since we're talking off the books, have you guys eaten in a 3D printed bowl, drinking out of a 3D printed cup? What's the deal with that? Oh, that's adorable. Next print will be kind of a support feet rest on my granddaughter baby feeding chair. That's actually adorable. Pass that down to generations. YOLO for sure. As Pezla stated, if you coat it with food safe resin, you can make. I didn't know there was such a thing as food safe resin also. There is food safe resin, but everything is killing us. The cookie cutters are one-time use. The problem is that you can't wash them. The micro cracks will, that's a good point. That was another thing I wanted to ask because, sometimes when you print things, although you can print it as best as you can, it still has some texture. As smooth as it could be, it still has texture. So I was just wondering the health safety on that when you have to eventually wash it. Obviously, you can't really boil it or it might warp. The obvious solution is don't eat. Don't put it in a dishwasher or microwave, for sure. So food resin is incidental contact resin and generally certified before the resin is mixed to coat. Okay. Oh, to your point, I bet the resin is the chemicals that you were exposed to. The cutting board I use to cut and chop food is wood. I imagine using PLA or PETG would be fine. That's what I'm thinking. It's perfectly fine if you don't want to sell it as food safe item. No one cares about bureaucratic nonsense like that for personal use, especially for cookie cutters. Even germs and micro cracks don't matter because the cookies are baked later anyways. That's true. That's true. But what if the microplastics are baked in the cookies? But to someone's point, we're probably drinking a bunch of microplastics from our water bottles anyway. Print fiber filament first, then follow up with food safe filament if it exists and adds a little spice to every bite. There's someone who makes amazing cups with ABS and resin coats it and it's dishwasher safe. I think I know who you're talking about, Pezlas. This person's name was mentioned to me a couple times when I first started. I just don't remember. HTPLA-GF has got to be air fryer safe yellow. GTR Dad, I don't recommend it though. I don't recommend that. I have a fruit bowl that's 3D printed. Dang. Pezlas is definitely living the YOLO life. That's who I was thinking of. He was closer to like the tug of war side, wasn't he, Pezlas? Tell us why Polymaker microplastics taste better than the other one, than the one of the other brands. Can you give me, Sebastian, a thorough explanation of the notes you taste from Polymaker plastics? Believe, ladies, if you wear commercial lip gloss or lipstick, or heck, even if you are a guy and use either, you have probably ingested more third-party microchemicals than any 3D printed items that would transfer. Yeah, so that's what I'm thinking. Like, we have all this stigma against like all these microplastics with 3D printing, but I mean, the rest of the stuff that we use and ingest on the daily is also probably laced with a bunch of different stuff that we're putting on our bodies. So I think it's definitely a YOLO mentality. Soap and water can also get into the micro cracks in the plastic. Yeah, the only thing I worry about is the molding. Water bottles are made of PET, which is PETG without the G. I use natural mud. 3D printed liquid. Speaking of 3D printed food, I think they're called Choco Press, but 3D printed chocolate was actually pretty cool to see. I wonder how they got that idea going. And what else? Someone told me that there was like 3D printed pancakes too. Someone tell me the most cool 3D printed food item that you guys have seen. I'm thinking about using glitter PLA for some chips to air fry in my HTP AGF bowl this weekend. Need a little ABS like resin dip still. You have a cocoa press, Pezlas? Are you making 3D printed chocolate? 3D printed soap filament. What the heck is that? And who's that from? Oh, someone on Reddit says, I just 3D printed soap using my Prusa Core 1. Whoa. A bluey. 3D printed steak. They're able to 3D print meat now too? Whoa, that's gnarly. If you can make a bowl out of guano, we can use plastic. True. I'm pretty sure McDonald's is working on 3D printed burgers. Soon chat will be like in an apocalyptic world where we eat 3D printed meat. I was a beta builder for Cocoa Press. Ellie has been working on it for years. Lots of iterations. There's soap filament now too. Yeah, soap filament sounds crazy. I enjoy 3D printing my imagination. Now that's not food, bearded printer. I 3D print extra marbling into my steak when it does not look like Wagyu enough. All right, what kind of filament are you using for the marbling? The person who invents a printer that can print beer will make an absolute fortune. That would be an interesting texture, I feel like. No, but bearded printer has a burger. A 3D printed burger with actual 3D printed meat, chat? Who says my imagination can't be food? It's whatever I want it to be. You're right, bearded printer. I should respect your game. I prefer cold white for my marbling. Cocoa Press is in my storage now. May send it to Zombie to do a rebuild. A beta means so much work, but I didn't print chocolate with success. Ooh, Pezlas, that'd be so cool if your maker chips were chocolate. I think that was a missed opportunity for Cocoa Press at the convention, unless I missed it, because having 3D printed maker chips would be so cool. I would hoard that like crazy. Chat, if you missed it, I accidentally asked Zombie Hedgehog what the point of a maker chip was. If it's 3D printed in chocolate, I would hoard like 50 of them. 3D printed coffee beans would be fun. Let's check out this 3D printed burger that another floppy burger. You've outdone yourself again. I feel like this would be a really fun kid's toy. Heck, I would even enjoy it. My printer has made spaghetti on occasion. We've all had the spaghetti bowl here and there. Food for thought, that is. That was a really good pun. You tell them that. They should have had maker chips. Chocolate chips. I know. I hope the next convention they go to, they utilize the maker chip to be chocolate, because I would have like 50 of them. I would. We have too many toys in our house. We often pawn them off into the visitors that stop by. You're like Santa. Bearded printer. Just like Santa. Maybe that should be your next shtick when you go to a convention. The 3D printed Santa. Hoard one of the 50, eat the other 49. All in one sitting. Beardy has waffles, cookies, burgers, and never a pickle or a hot dog. Croissants. Oh, if she's still in the chat, Grenier actually donated this amazing waffle with a really cool finish at the bottom. And it was a flexi waffle, and I thought that was so fun. Where's the hot dog bearded printer? We got floppy pizza, we got croissant, floppy waffle, we got a pie. We're getting really creative here. Thank you again for the donation. The kids actually loved that print, by the way. I see now that was a Beardy model. Bearded printer basically just funded our whole community table. So W's in the chat for bearded printer. The community gives me lots of neat ideas of things to make floppy. Well, bearded printer, we're hearing a lot of hot dogs, and I've yet to see a hot dog on your printing profiles. No pickle slices for the burger. Bearded printer, I would like to see a 3D printed floppy banana. A banana. Please explain why there are no hot dogs 3D printed. Why? These are so fun, though. I really want to print this croissant and give this out. And I might use my silk PLA for this. This looks so fun. Okay, chat. I feel like next stream, I owe it to you to print this floppy croissant. It feels wrong when you handle it. I refuse. I feel like it's only wrong if you think it's wrong. 3D printing people are naughty. I donated the round waffle and the Polymaker at Rocky Mountain and got a waffle autographed by Beardy, a local celebrity. All right, on the topic of printing things, I will definitely print another Pochita with this orange. This is a pearlescent orange PLA. I need you guys to give me cool ideas on what to print with this and this purple filament. I'm kind of at a stop right now on what to print, so I would love some cool ideas. For sure. I'm using regular PLA now, so I'm praying that the supports won't stab me. This is so fun. I can't wait to print this. I feel like this would make really good ASMR. But yeah, what should I print with orange and purple filament? I was a little too whimsical last time when I did this. A floppy flounder, a Labubu. I've been trying to get our new content creator, Gregory, just to print a Labubu for content, and he refuses. He refuses. He even hates hearing the name Labubu. So if you guys ever join his stream, I want you to spam it with Labubu so you guys can peer pressure him to do it. Because I feel like that would do us numbers on our social channels. And yes, Chainsaw Man Pochita. That is my next official final Pochita print. I printed 3 already and they've all become failures. So this last one, I swear to God, it has to be a win. It has to be a win. Increase the Z distance between the interface and the print if you use fuzzy skin. I will keep that noted for the supports. Labubu is Lapupu. Pezlis has printed a bunch of Labubus. Pezlis is on the Labubu train. Will Lou boo boo him? Hello, Korea Ricebox. Sorry, Tiffany, I'm with Gregory on the Labubu issue. Trust me, I don't even like the Labubus, okay? I don't even own a Labubu, but I'm just saying, it's trendy, and I feel like it would do numbers on our social channels. I really feel like it would. I think another brand that has capitalized on the Labubu craze is Amelin, but let me check their Instagram, actually. I gotta do it for the trend, guys. I don't even like Labubus. I don't even own a Labubu. If anything, I'm part of the Labubu hate train. All right, guys, let's see what Amelin has. And this is another question. So with Polymaker, we aren't really allowed to use popular figurines, especially if it's Disney model. And you guys are way more versed in 3D printing than I am. So especially since you guys print for a living, how do some of these companies get away with copyright and trademark, guys? That's what I want to know. Because we have Nintendo here, and I know they're known to sue a lot of people. Unfortunately, we do give AF, and we cannot YOLO, because if we didn't, I would have so many cool prints on our social channels. I swore that Amelin had a Labubu somewhere. If not them, it might have been Bamboo Labs or someone. Unfortunately, when you're doing social media stuff, you got to do what the public wants, even if you think it's silly. I speak from experience. Hot dog, hot dog, hot dog. My wife did a Labubu tumbler. That's cute. Same, have put some Labubu gear. See, guys, sometimes Labubus just run up those numbers. Sometimes you got to sell your soul to appease the public, you know? Demons that they are. Pretty much all the Chinese printer filament manufacturers have posted their Labubus in the last weeks. That's what I'm saying. And technically, Polymaker is a Chinese filament manufacturer, so I feel like we should capitalize on the Labubu train. LOL, they did bearded printers models. Where is bearded printers model? I see the flexies. A lot of filament companies are jerks, and they don't credit designers either. That was one thing when we were doing our Printspiration campaigns. I definitely don't want any angry designers to come at us for no credit. So that's something I'm very, very, very careful with. Because US law allows you as a tribute and fair use. I don't know. I think we're inching towards dangerous lines here. Artistic interpretation. Print and alt Labubu. Be your own trend. See, I'm telling you guys, all the big companies are capitalizing on the Labubus, and I feel like Labubus won't be trendy for much longer. However, I went to a pool hall the other day, and they were selling Labubus, and I want you guys to guess how much one actual singular Labubu cost. Well, as long as you don't sell trademarked items, you can make it and show it off. That's what I'm saying. I'm making my 3rd Labubu right now. We love that. We love that. I hope to keep this energy alive forever. I really do respect all the designers. I can't imagine how much time and effort goes into, you know, designing, 3D designing. That's so true. Also, there's a fine line between fan art and copyright infringement. I always see a bunch of printing STL files like Labubus get deleted off of MakerWorld pretty fast too, so they come and go. $100, so close. I saw one for $65 Korea rice box. That's how crazy the Labubu trend is right now, and it's still lasting. I think it's been like half a year. I know, Pezliz. They're supposed to be $15. I don't know if it's the tariffs, but actually, I think they went up to like $22. But the resale prices that I've seen online have been like $63 and up. GTR Dad, this would be so true if it was the original not resale price and you get it in line. 60 euros and people wait for it. Yeah, we have a couple Pop Mart stores where I live. And when they opened a new one in one of the malls up north, people were fighting in line for it. That's how crazy Labubus are, which is to my point that we should be printing this online. The best is the Laboob Spoo that's doing the rounds. I don't even want to know what that is. Just print the Labubu, YOLO. So that's what I'm gonna tell my content creator. You guys gotta spam Gregory in his next stream on Monday to print Labubus, okay, guys? Someone said that Labubus are the 2025 version of the 90s troll dolls, but someone also said they're like Beanie Babies. Yeah, hello, Diablo Spawn, welcome. There you go, the Beanie Baby. I spent $50 on a Beanie Baby once. See, I'm not judging how much people are spending on things. I'm just saying it's a very popular item. Why does Polymaker have this Polymaker figurines thing, but is afraid of showing a Labubu? So Polymaker would probably be showing Labubu on our main page, and how, I don't know if I'm allowed to say this. So Polymaker figurines is more so just showing off cool prints, but that's specifically for Pokemon prints only. So we just can't run ads on them is what I know. So don't get me wrong, chat. I'm not scared of printing a Labubu and posting online. It's just my team refuses to do it because they think it's dumb. They don't even want to hear the name. I will print one in Polymaker and send you the pic. Thank you, Pezlis. Thank you. Thank you. It's just another Furby. Well, we actually do have some makers who actually send us collaborative content on it. But I actually want to post it through Polymaker just to see how many views we can get. In a year or two, you will find them at Goodwill. That's like $80 down the drain. Oh yeah, Beanie Babies make more sense. Makes sense. More sense collector item-wise. You then need to print them. One day, my Beanie Babies will be worth some money. One day. I think they're worth money now, guys. But that being said, I think with utilizing 3D printing has helped me not buy figurines anymore because you can just print them now. We should sponsor Luis Garcia to print a 7-foot Labubu and bring it around. IDK, I don't get these trends. I guess I'm old now. This is what the public wants, Korea Ricebox. Pokemon cards is where the money's at. That is so true. This is a side topic that has nothing to do with 3D printing, but I had a friend who used to flip cards for a living. And you know what's even more expensive than Pokemon cards? Dragon Ball cards. He had like someone's mortgage in 4 cards that he brought to a function once, and I was shook in my boots. My sister has like 100 and 150. They're no longer worth what they're worth. That's so sad. Grania, you're just the coolest. How do you have all these valuable items? You have Pokemon cards too? Are you planning on passing this down to the next generation to sell? Which is sad. Pokemon cards should be for kids and adults ruin it for them. Yeah, I've seen some scalpers and some resellers who like line up at Target and stores like that. And it's like stealing candy from a kid, literally. I've seen people just literally steal in front of these kids all of the boxes. Too cool. You're too cool. I thrive to be like you with my collection. I will stick with my retro 4-foot Captain Caveman build for us old heads. Well, I have about 10 minutes left with you guys, so I've highlighted some cool things, but now I'm going to ask you guys to help me respond to some comments on our social media channels. So let me see what we should start with first. I looked up Labubu and found Skull Panda, a similar emo doll. Yeah, Skull Pandas are actually super popular right now too, but they're also pretty expensive. They're like $22. I'll show you guys another one. Hironos are also pretty popular. I think Pop Mart, if you guys don't know what that brand is, they're another figurine company that sells Labubus. Yeah, stuff like this, they're selling like hotcakes. I think Pop Mart has quickly become like a $1 billion company. So props to them. To be fair, I collected all my cards when I was a kid, just held on to them for nostalgic purposes. Who knows how much they're worth now, bearded printer. All right, let's get to it, guys. So we had some fun guesses when we asked you guys. I feel like I didn't hide it. I didn't make it a point to hide it well, but some people really took it seriously on some platforms and were being kind of haters by saying, "Oh, you didn't hide it well enough. I see the yellow here. This is such a spoiler." I think it was kind of already a spoiler when I had these 3 colors here, guys. But that being said, I got a lot of interesting guesses here. So let's go through them. Post something similar as a Labubu and call it a Labubu as rage bait. I think it'd be so funny, Sebastian, to post like a busted Labubu print and say that we tried our best with some squeaky music in the background. Maybe that should be how I convince our video editor to get to it. Well, let's see. I had a lot of fun guesses, so let's go through them. Oh, just got an email. Are you in the brick and mortar locations or just, let's reply to her. We're online on Best Buy only for now. JK, JK. But yeah, you guys really sold us out on Best Buy too. You guys have just been selling us out left and right. So very appreciative of the community. Thank you guys. Joel, God damn it, Joel. It was supposed to be a surprise. Yes, that's absolutely frustrating. People used to use it as a get-rich scheme, and they deserve to find vomit in their bed. This is so... This is super intense, but I agree. It's like literally stealing candy from a baby. But also we have the TCG app, the Pokemon TCG app now too. Are you still in Micro Center? Not physically, but I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, so keep it between you and me. But we do white label at Micro Center. I was actually going to buy a poly dryer for like $59 and then get the coupon from Polymaker, but the dang thing sold out before I could. No! I mean, I think it's incredibly cool that you guys are selling us out left and right. To be honest, our expectations were a little bit low with just how many sales are going on with the different filament companies too. So, you know, appreciate you guys. Chewy420 has been following Polymaker 3D for 2 years, 9 months, 25 days, and 20 hours. Dang, that's longer than I've worked here. Yes, Best Buy now carries Polymaker, but only online, guys. 7-Eleven was another funny one. You'll see our filament rolls rotating with the 7-Eleven hot dogs. Honestly, you've been around for longer than most of our team, honestly. We're all pretty new to the Polymaker team, especially me and Pete. Just dropped $4K to fix the house driveway. Gonna have to wait. Understandable. Those dogs are like nuclear food. What dogs were we talking about? Yeah, it breaks my heart to see kids wanting to get some cards and the love for the love, and scammers just ruin their childhood. I do agree. I think the hoarding culture today is a little intense, guys. At the end of the day, it's just a card. Children should be children and they should be allowed to collect in peace, like how we were. I'm so sorry. You should keep an eye out for EU sales. I'm only in charge of the NAB team, so I'm so sorry. Speaking of crazy people who are obsessed with cards, did you guys see the crash out? There's this anime convention. It's huge in LA called Anime Expo, where this guy lined up for some Final Fantasy cards, or not Final Fantasy, for some Gundam cards. And he literally threw a fit in line and started screaming in line because he missed it by like one person and he didn't get the promo card. What are your guys' thoughts and opinions about people who act like that in public? Yes, this person knows what they're talking about. It's the Gundam G-Cux kit. Yeah, that person crashed out like crazy. I thought it was hilarious, but dang, he was like wailing in line too and like cussing everyone out in line for for being ahead of him. Lots of people are saying Micro Center. Someone said GameStop. Do they sell filament at GameStop, guys? I wouldn't be surprised if they ended up doing it. A lot of you guys guessed Best Buy, so I was really pleasantly surprised. Someone said Buc-ee's. If you don't know what Buc-ee's is, it's a Texas gas station that sells literally everything. So this one cracked me up. This guy proved that he was a Best Buy employee just to prove that the Polymaker sale was going on. I mostly feel embarrassment for people who act like that in public. Embarrassed for them, but also I'm slightly entertained, you know? Who you calling a hoarder? I'm going to need this thing and it's backup that backups my backups. Set up a retail store at my house, please. I don't know, can you house like 5,000 units of filament? Anime Expo had good news for Cyberpunk Edgerunner fans, for Edgerunners too. That it did. That really tore my heart to pieces. Should have guessed. McDonald's has a gimmick with the Happy Meal. You should start selling filament at 7-Eleven. Yeah, our filament is going to be rotating next to the gas station hot dogs. Our HTPLAGF will be right in there warming up with the gas station hot dogs. GameStop does not sell anything 3D printing stuff, but they have made some bad choices, like trying to do PC stuff. I can understand PC bodies being sold at GameStop, just not like actual hardware. 4,000, 5,000 is really where you draw the line. Sell them at Michael's and Hobby Lobby. So I've been to Michael's and Hobby Lobby, but chat, do they also sell filament there? Do they even sell 3D printers there? Put a few rolls of filament on the hot dog racks to roll with them. Hear me out, Bearded Printer. Hear me out, chat. What if we get Bearded Printer to print those flexy hot dogs with Polymaker filament to roll on the 7-Eleven hot dog spinners? Why doesn't Polymaker sell at hardware stores? We're still trying to make it. We just barely got into Best Buy, Home Depot, and Lowe's. Do you think a lot of people would know what the filament was if they go to Home Depot and Lowe's? I didn't know Hobby Lobby sold 3D printing stuff at all. I have seen the 3D pen filament there, though. Bearded Printer, did you like that idea of the 3D printed flexi hot dog? 5,000 is just excessive. 4,000 is just about right. Okay. Okay. Maybe you can 3D print a shed for the extra 1,000. But yeah, this cracked me up here that this guy posted proof of him being a Best Buy employee. Thank you to the community. We love you. We got the proof of purchase form. Yeah, we were only expecting like 20 of you guys to input your receipts if you received our email campaign. You guys crowded in at like 110 in the first hour, 110 people in the first hour, so we were kind of shocked. The IT, food for thought. I think Home Depot did sell filament for a short time. I wonder why they took it out. Why not Walmart? They have some stuff online, but not in stores. That's true. We'll have to get with our sales team. Lowe's used to sell the Dremel 3D printers and filament. The minute I can get filament from Walmart is the day I know we have taken over. This is so funny. I just didn't realize how much 3D printing has grown as like a hobby and as an industry, even though I'm obviously in it. Sometimes we're just stuck in our own little bubble that we think, you know, these are the people that we're used to that 3D print. But some new friends of mine recently have bought some printers, and I've just was pleasantly surprised of how casually they just bought a printer just to print things. And that's how I ended up giving some of my filament rolls away, just to get them started. It's free marketing for Polymaker. But yeah, it's really cool to see people get into 3D printing like this, just so casually. I mean, obviously I had to get into it for a job, so I stay within my own little bubble. GameStop makes sense to do PCs, but most GameStop employees have no clue about PC components or even building a PC. And they did nothing to fix that issue. Yeah, this is more of a Micro Center thing, I feel like. Maybe if they brought in a PlayStation, that would make more sense. Just picture going to a 24-hour Walmart at 2 in the morning to get filament. I feel like makers would be unstoppable if they could go to a Walmart at 2 a.m. to buy filament. We need people handing out samples at Home Depot and Lowe's to show how cool 3D printing is, like Costco. That's where your flexies come in, bearded printer. Or it'd be so funny to have just like a spaghetti plate of a filament. Best Buy is selling Polymaker filament online. Yes, that is true. We landed Best Buy. We're on the come up, guys. I feel like too much crime would happen if Walmart was 24 hours again. As long as you go in pantyhose and a wig, no one will notice. I guess that's how you ward off the weirdos. No free 3D printing of models to fix stuff. Just have a 3D printer there working with a bunch of samples of things that it's printed and give people coupons to buy filament and printers. Now that's a fun idea. It's like how alcohol salesmen do it. One other thing I want to share with you guys is some cool videos. So I'm not sure, do you guys like trade videos like this where we post some cool snippets of conventions we were at? This was at MRF.
I'd love to watch.
Oh, it's so loud. Sorry, guys.
Number 2, we have Overture's Dummy 13 with a cleverly swapped 3D scanned head. This kind of creativity is what we love to see.
Like
and finally, at number 1, we have to give it to this extremely detailed homage to the first Men in Black movie back in 1990.
I believe the maker, he mentioned himself in the comments, but this guy,
there can be no doubt this one wins. These are our top 3 favorite.
Yeah, I'm so grateful Greg came on. He has the perfect streaming voice and the perfect social media voice. So I'm so excited to work with him. Free 3D printing models to fix stuff. I meant that if you do free prints outside of Home Depot, it would excite people. That it would. Like, I think it'd be cool to 3D print, if we were to sell at Home Depot or Lowe's, it'd be cool to show off functional stuff. Like this is a cable organizer, just more functional prints to show off at Home Depot. And maybe some nerdy things too, since I feel like that might be the demographic. Thank you guys for loving the MRF footage. At one time, Office Depot used to sell 3D printers and filament, but that was many years ago. I do vaguely remember this.
Things at the largest.
It's cool to know that you guys like content.
These are our top 3 favorite things at the largest gathering of 3D printing enthusiasts in the world. MRF. At number 3, we have Polymaker's Time.
So thank you guys. Thank you. There was one more thing I wanted to show off to you guys. So I decided to make a little fun of myself since you guys all saw me stab myself IRL. I don't know what, it's not safe for work, but I think it's because there's like a little bit of blood here. I got some unhinged comments here that I'll quickly scroll through. And I think they like it in the comments when you like subtly advertise like this on a 3D printing subreddit like this, because it's not like overt. Not gonna lie, I thought this was an ad for a second. I saw this comment and guys, I was sweating because usually when I see a comment like this, there's a hate train that comes afterwards. And the moderators would have to delete the post. But this time, I think it's because we acknowledged that we were shading our own product, that the public was fine with it. Worst was no support. Started a 16-hour print and forgot to turn on support. Came back 9 hours later to spaghetti. Yes, I know the slicer shows you, but I was sleep deprived and rushing. As for injury, I stabbed myself in my fingertip last night with my pointy tweezers, trying to remove some supports. Got me pretty good, but for like 20 minutes. I feel like I should make a meme of like, these are hands of a crafter. And it just pans to like a print of a flexi waffle. Sell the filament with vending machines on subway platforms and train stations. Filament on the go. That'd be a wild thing to picture. I think it's because the picture you posted was made so well. An hour drive. Dang. Radio Shack. It's been a while since I've heard that name. I sent my craziest support incident on X. Let's see what Pezla's posted on X. Where the heck did I post it? Here it is. Let's see. Pezlas, what did you share? Painter's tape, my hands, spatulas. It was harrowing. OG on my Fugos printer and not Polymaker filament. Pezlas, what did you do? What the heck is going on here, too? I'm chuckling at the spatula just coming in. No injuries, though, right? Right? Trying to save sports. I mostly injure myself on my printers. Need a picture with bandages around all the fingers and palm and some bruises. Put the caption, what they don't tell you about 3D printing, then have a blog do a 180 about how awesome 3D printing is. I feel like that'd be a really good clickbaity thing to get people to talk about. Oh, this one was the worst one I saw, guys. I'm surprised they didn't blur out this image. Reddit didn't blur out this image. I hate zigzag supports, and I got injury from a ram skull mask post-process. Now this right here is gashing. I'm sorry to those who might be squeamish to this. I'll push it away a little bit. Lesson learned, don't 3D print. Jesus. Yeah, this person wins in terms of injury. That's crazy. Is this what you wanted? Did you expect battle injuries? What's the comment I should make? The price of being a maker. I'm glad people are positively referencing us in Reddit compared to when usually we have some overt product in here. We get a lot more we get a lot more hate comments, so I'm pleasantly surprised. How bad was the cut, DJ Midnight Wolf? It's always a bunch of pliers, guys. It's always pliers and tweezers. I had one of the search purge line things that happens at the start print piece come off. Bent the plate, used the thin scraper, heated the plate up to try to wiggle it off, got fed up and tried to use my nail to peel it off. With enough force, it peeled up and upwards, slicing through halfway under my nail. It still stings. That sounds so gnarly. So gnarly. We hope your nail is okay, but we are crying for you. Why do you get hate comments? So the thing on Reddit, guys, if it's not on your own personal subreddit page, they just don't like advertisement. And I get it. I totally get it. So I've definitely learned how to find a balance with memes and subtly advertising our product and name. It's more so about the brand awareness, guys. Stuff like this, it gets us like 77K views. If I were to go to our post, it's the memes that do really well on the subreddit. Like this one was pretty funny, but depends on the platform too. It really depends on the meme, but if I go deep enough, this one is pretty funny. This did wonders on Twitter. This one was also pretty funny because it made fun of ourselves. It's mainly being self-aware in the comments that we gotta teeter on the line with. This got us 83K views. It's more so brand awareness. And also it's kind of funny. Oh, this one got us 1 million hits on the 3D printing subreddit. Reddit is toxic, but sometimes, man, the exposure is pretty good. Whenever I find my dinner is bland, I'll head over to Reddit for some salt and everything tastes better. Truly. Sometimes even on Discord. So, why are some of these people so dang salty over some dang filament? That's what I want to know. Tell them to 3D print a new nail if it falls off. Listen, learn. Use tools to take prints off the bed. A spatula. Imagine filament exchange. That'd be so fun, guys. If the next convention, I hope they do like a filament exchange table. That'd be actually so fun. Oh, but my time is up, guys. 1 hour and 11 minutes. Thank you guys for staying on with me. I had a lot of fun chatting with you guys today. Thank you for hearing me yap. And also, oh no, what's the cappuccino meme? Can you tag me in it in Discord or post it on Twitter? There is one. Polar 3D host it. Ooh, I would love to do a filament exchange. But yeah, guys, thank you guys for hearing me yap. I'll probably usually end these streams with maybe us answering some comments on social media together. Maybe finding some cool, fun prints. And thanks for yapping about some off-topic stuff with me, like anime conventions and Labubu's. Again, chat, remember, spam Gregory in the chat about making Labubu. Thank you as always, guys. I'll see you in the next stream or maybe on Discord. Bye.